Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another live stream. Back to another live stream. Back
100 times?
to another live stream. Back,
200 times?
back,
500 times?
Probably.
Who is Jose Arteaga?
Jose Arteaga is a YouTube content creator with several channels focusing on different themes.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live! Thing sucks!
His main channels include travel vlogs and lifestyle content. On his travel channel, Jose Arteaga Travels.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Additionally, he runs a cooking channel and engages in other personal projects that highlight his diverse interests and expertise. Projects and expertise. Projects and expertise. Project, 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 expertise.
Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode. As you guys already know, we're here, we're queer, get used to it. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the insanity of, what's going on right now with the whole situation in the USA. Politically, because it is kind of nuts, at the very least, kind of seeing what's going on at the moment, where people still have yet to figure out what they're going to do when it comes to who is going up against Trump. So originally, last week when we were here, Trump just got shot at, and it was still on pace for it to be Trump versus Biden. But then subsequently in that time, seems like Biden, got sick, disappeared, dropped out of the race, and it seems like now Kamala Harris is going to be the one that's going to be the nominee. Now, we don't know if Biden is going to die, croak, before the elections. And if that were to be the case, and it seems like, I guess, Kamala is going to be the president, and by default, and then after that, she would obviously, continue to go up against Trump. But it also seems like, everyone, that has, I guess, like a voting, a vote, anyone that has a vote on this whole situation, nobody wants Kamala, whatever. Anyways, I know I should have listened to her speech the other day. She basically gave a whole speech on how to pronounce her name correctly. Kamala, camel toe. I just prefer to say camel toe Harris. It's a lot easier. Anyone that gets insulted by me calling her that, it's not someone I want to talk to anyways. So it is what it is. I mean, look, it's just like someone right now calls Trump Orange Man, because that's his name, right? Orange Man bad. Again, anyone that gets insulted by that, it's not someone I want to have a conversation with anyways. Basically someone that cannot take a joke, laugh, and so on and so forth. So it's the same thing. The same people that don't want, the same people that want to force you to pronounce her name correctly are the same ones that, choose to mispronounce or call, the other person, something completely different. So, camel toe it is. I've been calling her camel toe since I heard of her, because I never really heard about Camel Toe Harris until last election, or I think around there. And then basically they wanted her. I think she was supposed to be the front runner, but then as she was the front runner, they quickly realized that nobody wanted to vote for her. And let alone like for example, even the black voters, from what you can see there on screen, she's black. So you would think she will get the majority black vote, but even black people don't want to vote for her. In fact, I was just watching something. I was watching something Jimmy Dore put up, a little while ago, and he was basically putting the numbers up. And straight up, more people wanted to vote for Elizabeth Warren than they did for Camel Toe, which is kind of funny because to me, they're both minorities, right? Isn't Elizabeth Warren like an Indian or something? So an Indian and then Camel Toe. But anyways, regardless, more people, think like 16% voted for Bernie, and other people got more votes. But I think Camel Toe got like the least amount of votes. It is what it is, from the black community, but I'm also guessing from everybody. And I think that's why they eventually picked Biden, because originally they wanted her, but then they just went with Biden because they said, you know what, fuck it. This is not going to work. This whole experiment's not going to work. Let's just stick in, who we know is going to take orders correctly and is the right person for the job of managing the empire, or at the very least the figurehead, just someone to just kind of stand there and look dumb while the empire does his thing. So that's why they went with Biden, and then they just give him the election or whatever. So it is what it is. But that's where we're at right now. And it is pretty interesting to see like the whole thing kind of just like play out. Because again, it seems like they forced Biden out of the way. It's so funny because even before Biden got elected, before last elections, most people were basically sounding the alarms. Hey, this guy is an establishment figure. Hey, look at his record. He's done a bunch of horrible things. Hey, why are we voting for this guy? Why is the left voting for this guy? Isn't this guy the epitome of the patriarchy? Isn't he exactly who we don't want to vote for? Again, he's a white man. A racist white man. But yet that's who the left, the Democrats picked, to run the show on their behalf, is basically the person that they say they hate, or the figurehead that they say they hate. I don't know what to say. It's just funny. It's just like a giant, it's like a giant joke, and we're the butt of it at this point. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like it is pretty just, to me, like I thought it was pretty funny the other day when my friend brought it up to my attention that, Kamala, whatever her name is, basically had a press conference or whatever it was, and basically to let people know what, to call her. The way I see it, the way I look at it, if I was in charge and somebody called me Hoser, hey Hoser, so what do you think about, Putin and China? I'd be like, listen, first off, I don't give a crap what you call me. You guys can call me whatever you want. I'm here for the policies. I'm here for America. I'm here for whatever. So you can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me too early in the morning. But that's about it. But, you never seen Trump, give a crap, about what they call him. And they call him everything in the book, all right? Because he doesn't care. He knows it's all about, what is it? Like, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So, the fact that everyone's talking about him, whether it's negative, positive, whatever it is, they're talking to him. They're talking about him. That's it. It's as simple as that. So it's the same thing with Camel Toe here. Like it's like, come on, man. Are you kidding me? Like how low can we go? So anyway, so sorry, I was looking at the chat and my brain blew a fuse here. But anyways, I was gonna ask Hansen, President Kamala. So yeah, so what is it? How is it that they want us to say her name? What is her name, by the way? What is her name? That is how insignificant she actually is. The fact that 4 years later, nobody still knows how to pronounce her name. Like for example, when Obama was president, there was a lot of people out there that were calling him Osama bin Laden, or Osama Obama or something, right? Or whatever. Where did he come from? Nigeria or some shit like that? Or Somalia? Where the fuck is he from? But see, that shit phase him either. So the fact that like the comma, so that's how you pronounce her name, like comma. L.A., comma L.A. or Kamala. And it's just too difficult, man. It's just too much. What are they gonna? Why can't she just go with a regular, normal black name like Shamiqua, or or Tyrone, or I don't know, fucking Rob. By the way, yes, I used to know a black guy named Rob. Great guy. We cooked together. He was an older gentleman, but good guy. He really loved Motown, and I remember back in the day, back when we were still burning CDs, I used to burn him CDs full of Motown music. I used to download the songs, not on Napster, because I think Napster was already gone. Probably LimeWire or one of those. I used to download the songs from there. He used to give me a list, of all these Motown songs he wanted, and then I would go home, download the songs, and make the CDs for him for like $10 or whatever the hell. But long story short, he would not vote for Camel Toe. Okay, 100% would not vote for Camel Toe. In fact, he would 1,000,000% vote for Trump. Not to say that he's Republican or anything like that, because he wasn't. He wasn't. It's just that, simply put, he was black as fuck. You couldn't get any blacker than that guy. And he, 1,000% would vote for the blackest representative, the blackest candidate. And right now, if we're going to compare blackness, again, Trump and Camel Toe, I mean, who's more blacker than Trump at the moment? I mean, look, Trump has 3 baby mamas. Trump has already been shot at. Okay, Trump has been arrested. I mean, Trump is, pretty black. Pretty fucking black. I mean, there's other things about him, that make him pretty fucking black. He loves gold, He loves, fast food. I mean, come on. That's why we all love Trump. I don't give a crap what people say, all right? Anyone that really just hates Trump to hate Trump, they're just a fucking old white woman, or just one of these liberal white women, okay? But anyone else, they love Trump, okay? I don't want to hear it, especially black community and a lot of people out there. I don't want to hear it, all right? The only black people that hate Trump are gay black people, okay? All right, or whatever. So, but anyways, I digress, okay? That's not the point. The point I'm making is that, Kamala, on the other hand, she is not black at all. You know what I mean? Are you kidding me? She was a fucking federal prosecutor or some shit like that. She used to literally get black men from prisons in California and not let them out of prison in time, and in fact use them as slave labor, to go out there and put out some fucking forest fires or whatever. So and do a lot of horrible things when it comes to the black community. So if anything, Kamala has been a detriment to the blacks, to the black community, to all those to minorities, and Trump has done the complete opposite. Again, forget we're not even talking about what he did as president. We're just talking about what Trump did before he became president. I mean, have you guys ever even seen The Apprentice, or watched or done or seen anything that he's done before? The black community, minorities, all love Trump. Trump basically represents America, you know what I mean, and the American dream and all that good shit. So, a lot of people really love Trump. It wasn't until he became president that all this vitriol and all this hate started coming towards him. And you know how people are these days. Nobody can think for themselves. So if you're on the left or Democrat or whatever, and they tell you that you got to hate Trump now, well, that's what a lot of people did. But a lot of people are scared right now of Trump taking power, because if Trump takes power, he's never going to give it back. Bro, wasn't he in power for 4 years and he never did any dictator type stuff? He never, if he was really that scary, he would never have relinquished power ever. But he did. In fact, who is the one, or who is the group that is probably not going to relinquish power, or is taking steps in order to not relinquish power? Well, it's the same people that are saying that Trump would do it. It's the left, the liberals, or whatever. And by the way, I know this live stream is sounding like I'm very, anti-liberal heavy or anti-democrat, whatever. Listen, FYI, I consider myself a old school classical liberal. Okay, I'm not a Democrat at all. I'm not a Republican. I'm not conservative. I'm not anything. If anything, I'm right in the middle. But I'm just kind of, calling it like it is. All right. So, right now things are just a little bit kind of haywire and kind of interesting to see it all, kind of play out. All right, let me see. Hold on. I gotta get a few things here real quick. But yeah, so to me, it is pretty interesting to see the fact that, they're selecting her to be the person that's going to be in power, I guess. Because it doesn't really make much sense. To me, it's just like, why would they pick the worst candidate humanly possible? Because there's a bunch of candidates on the left that would be a lot better, better suited than her. So, for example, Tulsi Gabbard. Isn't Tulsi Gabbard Democrat? And look how they basically destroyed her career, raked her through the coals. And you would think, again, the left, the Democrats, right? They're all about minorities and racism, and all that shit. We need to represent, DEI, all that crap, right? You would think that they would have automatically picked Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, she's a woman. She's black. She served in the military. I mean, she basically, she checks off all the boxes. All right. They would make her the perfect woman president, minority candidate to lead the Democratic Party to a win. But they don't pick her. Why don't they pick her? I mean, she's fucking awesome. I mean, shit, Trump was more likely to pick her as VP, being a Democrat. You know what I mean? He was more likely to pick her as vice president than the Democrats as the candidate to go forward. I mean, it's freaking nuts. But she would be someone that would be very obvious as a pick. Again, if they're just going by DEI, they're going by all this bullshit, they would pick her. Why not pick Tulsi over Camel Toe? But it's pretty obvious why, because again, Hanson's saying it in the comments right now. He said it's because she does not, pass the test. What is the test? All right. Well, it's as simply as that. Well, the left, the Democrats, they are the establishment. They are the empire for real. And, they want somebody that's going to be there to take orders. When the people in power say jump, the president's supposed to say how high. Well, that's how they want it. That's why they put Joe Biden in there. That's why they're going to put Kamala in there, or someone like them. Someone that's just going to sit there and take orders. That's it. And if it's going to be someone that's, high strong, they're going to want someone like Hillary in there. Okay? Or Obama. Big Mike. Because they're going to, again, take orders, and they're going to do as they're told. And they're going to lead the establishment, the party in the direction that they want. They're not going to be, ruffling too many feathers up. And you guys already know how I think about Trump. I'm not, Trump is not here. He's not the savior. He's not, he's not draining the swamp. He's not, anti, deep state. None of that shit. He represents another portion of the people in power. It's not just one group of people in power. No, there's multiple groups of people, multiple billionaires, okay, multiple trillionaires, multiple, banksters, whatever you want to call it, what are lizard people, that are in power, and he is the leader of a certain group, just like the Democrats have their leaders and their agenda and what they want to do, and so on and so forth. Well, the people on the other side, okay, on another team, there's many teams, but these are the only two teams that are allowed to participate in the USA. The people on the other team, they want another set of things. So, like for example, both the Republicans and the Democrat want war, but they both want war with different people, with different sections, with different factions, with different areas of the world. And, they're both trying to push their own ideology. For example, one wants abortion, the other one doesn't want abortion. Or should I say, one wants abortion for everybody, free abortions, just like free small French fries with your order of a Big Mac Happy Meal. Free abortions for everybody. Or, hey, if you want to get an abortion, you got to go to these areas. We're not going to have, free abortion clinics in every corner. So it's just like they both have different, versions of what they want with their ideology. All right. And so on and so forth. So it's, So, for example, Hansen saying, yeah, true, Tulsi would not have mandated the same Green New Deal thing. Exactly. So Tulsi, she wouldn't be following every single one of the things that the Democrats want her to follow. Like you said, she's not going to be part of the environmental green agenda bullshit. She's probably not going to want to have more war and so on and so forth. She's not part of the DEI inclusivity bullshit either, and so on and so forth. So that's why, even Tulsi, that's a Democrat, right? A liberal, a Democrat. Just listening to her talking points or the things that she wants, they're now considered conservative in many aspects. You know what I mean? So it's it goes to show you how far left the left has gotten. And how the U.S., the nation, the people are pushing it now towards the right, more towards the middle again. And so I feel like that's kind of like where we're at right now with all that. I see Hansen spamming the chat. Let me read some of the things he says. Okay, a lot of... Anyways, but... That's right, Hansen. Right? He says uncorrupted politicians are not allowed. That's right. So it's funny because I live in Mexico right now, and a lot of people, are always saying, it's like, oh, why do you live in Mexico? Everything is so corrupt. The thing is that the corruption out here is totally different. The corruption out here is very blatant, and most people, like literally everybody knows how corrupt it is. So since they know how corrupt it is, they don't put all their chips in the government or in these power structures, knowing fully well that they're fully corrupt. Meaning, let's say a Mexican governor says, I'm going to build a bridge. Well, they don't believe him until the bridge is actually built, because most of the time they'll just take that money and run with it. And that's fine. That's why most people don't pay taxes and don't really participate in that whole, all those shenanigans, because they know how the system works. But in the USA, the corruption is totally different. It's not that, they just blatantly steal and then the people don't believe them or don't trust the government. No, it's kind of the opposite. It's in the USA, everybody believes and trusts the government, even though they say they don't. So right now, a lot of people on the conservative side of things, we don't trust the government. We hate the government. It's all bad. It's all whatever. Until our guy gets in, until Trump gets in. And now we trust and believe and love the government all over again. And vice versa with, the left and the Democrats. So there's a love-hate relationship, but, mostly love the government and control and the rules and the regulation and all that shit. And then the corruption, how it happens in the USA, is that it's done through lobbyists, through lobbying, which, by the way, should be illegal, according to the Constitution and all this other shit. So how it works is that now, corporate entities want XYZ done, okay? So they pay a lobbyist to go talk to the politicians and convince the politicians, a.k.a. Buy the politicians legally, okay? They buy the influence of the politicians. So basically, again, lobbyists are legally allowed to do corruption in the USA. So again, a lobbyist gets paid by a corporation to go to, to go to Washington, D.C., and then basically try to persuade the politicians in D.C. to do what they want them to do. Again, hey, I want you to pass a law so that people don't have to wear seatbelts, whatever, And so the politicians are like, hey, I can't do that. That's like bad and anti-safety and blah, blah, blah. And be like, all right, how much do we need to pay you in order for you to pass that? Well, I guess I could do it for $15 million. All right, boom, here's your check. Make sure you vote against seatbelts at the next thing. And that's 100% legal. But that's called bribery. Okay, that's called, again, that's illegal in every other country in the world, you know? So in Mexico or in other countries, how it works is that the cartel, again, in other countries is different, but the cartel, the mafia, the oligarchs, whatever, they illegally, okay, do these things, you know, which is, again, there's no lobbying, there's no lobbyist, all right? So since that system doesn't exist, well, it's illegal, but they do it anyway. But since it's not legal to be corrupt, that's why they say, oh, countries like Mexico and countries, you know, like all these countries around the world, they're so corrupt. They're all crazy corrupt. And it's only because they don't have a thing like lobbying legal. Even though the same exact thing happens in the USA, only to a way worse extent. But since they hide it under the guise of, hey, it's lobbying, hey, it's legal. Well, there's no corruption because it's all legal. So how can you call it corruption, even though it's corruption? Makes sense? So, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of like where we're at with all that. You know what I mean? The fact that like, you know, right now everything is beyond corrupt in the USA, and it's so blatant and in your face. You know, the corruption that, you know, most people don't even realize, you know, the corruption that's actually going on. You know, they can't even put two and two together, you know, which is kind of nuts to me. You know, again, I don't want to get into the whole, you know, whether the election was stolen or not, you know, back in 2020. But it's pretty obvious and pretty blatant, you know, what they did. I mean, you know, look at what's going on right now, you know, even right now for this election. Every country on earth, every country, okay, in order for you to vote in the national elections in any country on earth, you need to be a citizen of that country. Not only a citizen, but you got to have proper identification in order for you to vote. So, for example, I'm in Mexico right now, right? I'm not a citizen. I don't have my voter ID, so there's no way in hell in which I can vote. As dangerous and as corrupt as Mexico is, you know, we just had elections out here. And during the elections, I mean, you should see the presence of the police and the military at all the polling booths and all the polling stations. And listen, you know, there are villages and there are areas in which there was still corruption. You know, people broke into, you know, the election booths and they burned a bunch of votes, or they set to fire, you know, a bunch of, votes, or a voting station or whatever it is. So things still happen. Just like any other country, you know, there's going to be some sort of, you know, funny business. But long story short, they take it very seriously. They take it very seriously here, okay? So they got the military, they got the police, you know, they got all these entities, you know, that are working together, even though they might not necessarily always work together, but they're all to keep an eye on each other, okay? On purpose. All right, because again, you can't just have the police there because, you know, they can be easily corrupted as well. But if you have all these different factions, entities kind of working together at one and all these polling stations, well, they kind of have to work together. But on top of that is that they really truly believe in the integrity of the vote, the voting, the democracy. Okay, even though they know it's crazy corrupt and it's all bullshit anyway, but yet look how seriously they take it. And when you're going to go vote, you know, they, you know, make sure you got to give them the ID. They match it up. It takes a while. It takes a while for you to even get finally to vote. And it's all done one day. There's no mail-in votes type of thing. And it's all counted within the same day. And by the next day, they already got the winner at the latest. Okay. And, you know, most countries are like that. They got that whole system kind of set up. All right. When it comes to that, yet, in the USA, they don't have that right at all. And so in Mexico, you don't need, like, for example, I can drive without a license and it's not necessarily a crime. You know, I can do many things without ID. All right. You know, again, I can go buy alcohol, liquor. I could go buy cigarettes. I could go buy whatever. And I don't need an ID. In fact, if I have a kid, you know, again, in Mexico, in many places, I have a kid and the kid is known at the local store. Okay. and I can send my kid to the store to go get me some beer. Because again, I'm going to see that person the other day, and then in a few days or whatever. And so long story short, you know what I mean? Like that kid cannot just go over there and buy beer for himself because the store owner is going to tell on me, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like it's like a whole thing where everybody kind of just polices themselves. But anyways, long story short, you don't need ID here for bullshit. You only need ID here for really important things, like extremely important things. Like, again, you're going to go get some paperwork at the government office, or you're going to go vote or whatever. All right. But in the USA, it's not like that at all. In the USA, you need fucking ID for everything. Even if you're gonna go take a shit at the bathroom in McDonald's or Taco Bell, they need to see your fucking ID. I mean, come on. You need to have an ID for everything you do in the USA, which is fucking nuts to me. Again, if you're walking down the street in the USA and a police officer stops you, ask you for ID, and you don't have ID, that's an arrestable offense. What the fuck, man? They don't even do that in Cuba, which is a communist country. But I digress. The point is that you need ID for everything in the USA. Everything. Everything. Let me do like Biden does. Everything. Anyways, you need an ID for everything, except for one thing. For the most important thing. To vote. The fuck are we doing here, man? What the fuck are we doing in the USA? So why is that? I don't know. It's not like our government's corrupt, right? It's not like they're gonna steal votes, right? Yeah. We live in liberty and democracy in the USA. So I mean, there's things like that just are kind of fucking weird. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? And then on top of that, like for example, we're living in I'm out here in Mexico or any other corrupt, third world country, and they have multiple candidates for president. How come in the USA they give you two options and they don't even let you pick the options? They just give them to you. Look, these are the options that we're giving you. Pick one. And if you don't want to pick one, don't worry about it. We already picked it for you anyway. So go ahead and go vote. Go do your thing. Don't worry about it. We already picked it anyway. We already know who's going to win. We already know. It's a selection, not an election, all right? So anyway, let me see. Oh, Hansen says, Jose, did you ask the two sides of corruption whether they would accept the results of the election before election day? Huh? What? I mean, look, I don't know how old you are, Hansen. I don't know how old you guys are in the audience, but ever since I could remember, all elections have been contested. Again, even in this country. Look, in this country, for example, we just had an election, and the person that won in a major landslide, like a super major landslide. And yet, there were still tons of people saying, oh, this is a corrupt election. Oh, this is not real. Oh, they bought votes here and there. I was like, listen, man, like 80% or what is 60 something percent, like a large percent voted in one direction. So it's kind of hard to kind of corrupt in that sense, when it's that much. But what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. But in the USA, again, I remember like the first election that was extremely contested, was back in the year 2000. In the year 2000. In the year 2000. I don't know if you guys remember that. Anyways, a little special bonus for anyone out there that knows where that's from. Leave it in the comments. Anyways, in the year 2000, don't forget to hit the likes. It was Gore versus Bush, and that was heavily contested. Even though Bush won, again, a little shady situation there. By the way, funny how when Bush was president, everybody was embarrassed and hated the fact that he was president, and now today we would kill to have him as president. In fact, looking back at what he did compared to what the presidents are doing now, it's like, geez, it's like night and day. This guy was a statesman. This guy was fucking FDR, Kennedy compared to, fucking Biden and shit. But anyways, so the point I'm making is that back in the year 2000, that was contested. The following election was contested. It was always contested. It was always, fighting. I remember, again, in the year 2000 that they were counting votes months later. Gore did not want to, what's the word I'm looking for? Concede. Gore was still. In fact, you could still ask Al Gore today, and he'll tell you that that he won that election, and that the reason that he lost it was because of global warming or whatever. Didn't he? What did he say? I think he invented the computers or global warming. He said something crazy like that once. Anyways, but I mean, there's nothing new, So the fact that even when Trump won the first time in the landslide and he beat the shit out of Hillary, they were contesting that as well. So then all of a sudden, when Biden won in a very, 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 very controversial and shady way, and people were again contesting that, oh my God, how that turned into something completely, just wacky and off the cuff. I mean, again, when Trump beat Hillary, they were basically contesting that election 4 years, literally the whole fucking time. So I mean, it's to me, it's look. I'm sorry, my parents came from a banana republic. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida, where many people I know come from banana republics. Whether it's the Dominican Republic, which is literally a banana republic. I mean, if you meet a Dominican that doesn't eat bananas, he's not a Dominican, all right? But anyway, that's another story for another day. But anyways, what I'm saying is that, I know people from actual fucking banana republics. Like, literally, they got bananas on the fucking flag. But anyways, people from all over, Latin America from banana republics. And I've heard all the stories. I've seen it all. I read, I'm very well versed on banana republics. And so to me, the fact that the USA has turned into a banana republic is fucking insane. And, I get it. A typical American that has absolutely no experience with what a real banana republic is. Well, of course, they're going to look at you and they're going to be like, what are you talking about? What? No, the USA, I know the USA is fucked up right now, but it's not a banana republic. Why do you keep saying that? What doesn't even make any sense? But if you actually go see what an actual banana republic is like, it's like, man, the USA just does it bigger and better, just like everything else. So it is fucking nuts, all right? It really is, kind of like kind of insane what the US has turned into and how far it has yet to go in that direction. I mean, I remember I was talking to some family not too long ago, and they were asking me if I thought, this is before Trump got shot, they were straight up asking me, hey, do I think that, the U.S. is going into a civil war? And back then, again, just like a month ago, I was thinking to myself, well, I don't know. It doesn't seem like we're going into civil war. It seems like it's more likely we're going into World War III because, they're just talking about like the whole scenario worldwide as to what's going on right now. But after they shot Trump and today, and everything's kind of happened all the way up until today and everything going forward, it's like, yeah, no, now that I'm thinking about it, it's basically a crapshoot. What could happen. It's most likely, we don't know, but it's either World War III or Civil War or both. Both can happen at the same time. So don't rule that out either, okay? But it does seem like, we're inching closer towards Civil War. Again, imagine if they would have shot Trump and killed him for real. We would probably be in Civil War right now. Literally, we'll probably be going on right now. Who knows what the hell will be going on in the USA. So imagine now, once Trump gets elected, how the left, the Democrats are going to go, ree, and they're really going to contest, that. Or the other way around. Again, imagine, if you will, if you were in the Twilight Zone and, Camel Toe Harris gets elected. Imagine if Camel Toe Harris gets fucking elected as the fucking president, especially in today's world right now, okay, that everyone is voting for Trump. Even people that never voted for Trump or were, again, never Trumpers or whatever. They were falling to all these little niche factions, gay community, black community, what are all these factions that that did not vote for Trump and don't want to vote for Trump, and now how they're all voting for Trump. So basically, it's, everyone's predicting a major monster landslide. But what if that doesn't happen? What if all of a sudden Camel Toe wins by like 1,000 votes? Or she wins in a landslide? Who knows? Do you think people are going to fucking sit there and take it? They might. I mean, we saw what happened with COVID, and we've seen with other situations how they just sit there and take it, and they say, yes, please, more, Anyways. So the point is that we don't know, but I mean that could also trigger something, you know. And I mean, again, imagine if Trump could win and that could trigger a war, civil war. But what if Camel Toe wins? And by the way, it might not even be Camel Toe at all. It might be somebody else, because the Democratic National Convention is still yet to happen. I think it's happening in August, right? In a few weeks. And so when that happens, we don't know. We don't know who they're going to fucking pick or elect, to be the Democratic representative to go up against Trump, the candidate. But imagine that whoever they fucking pick wins. Yeah, okay. So it's going to be pretty fucking nuts. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, look, it's funny you say that, Hanson. It's going to come down to Generation Z. Yeah, because a lot of Gen Z is now 18 years old, and this will be their first election. But if you ask anyone in Gen Z right now, no one is voting for Camel Toe. And who the hell are they going to get excited about on the Democrat side of things? In fact, maybe you guys in the audience can name some Democrats that would be good candidates or good options to go up against Trump. Because honestly, in my opinion, I would not be surprised if the same thing that happened in 2016 happens again, where, they pick Kamala, and then all of a sudden at the DNC, Hillary Clinton comes out, WWF style, she comes out with her theme music, and then she fucking, basically, what is it, like, drinks a beer, and then Stone Cold stuns Camel Toe Harris. Can you imagine Hillary comes out, and she fucking rips her shirt off, with a fucking sports bra, and she fucking goes up there and she fucking gives a Camel Toe the fucking Stone Cold stunner, and she's like, I'm the fucking representative. I'm gonna go against Trump. I mean, that'd be pretty fucking epic, man. That'd be fucking hilarious, and I would not rule that out. But that could happen again. I mean, it already happened with Bernie Sanders. Remember, Bernie was supposed to be the winner. It was supposed to be Bernie Sanders versus Trump. And even though Bernie got all the votes, they said, yeah, okay, I know you, the people, want Bernie, but we, the oligarchs, don't want her. So we're going to pick Hillary. So same thing. Right now, nobody really wants Camel Toe Harris, but they're forcing her down everyone's throat. So I think, once the DNC comes along, they might pick somebody else. I mean, I have a bet with a friend. By the way, it's still active, all right, Hanson? Anyways, I got a bet with Hanson that basically said that, Big Mike could actually fucking, win the nomination. And if Big Mike goes up against Trump, I mean, yeah, that could be a believable win. I see a lot of people would vote for Big Mike. All right, Michelle Obama, whatever. Sorry, I don't want to dead name you. All right, I'm just trying to get to my, just trying to let my audience know who Big Mike is. All right. Anyways, but the point is like, I mean, we don't know. We don't fucking know who they're gonna pick. They can pick someone else randomly. But to me, look, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. If I was writing the script, okay, this is a movie. This is the best Netflix show on TV right now. It's called The USA. All right. We are in season 200 something. How many years has the USA? 1776. We're like in the year two. Oh yeah. We are in season 248 of the USA. Anyways, the point I'm making is that if I was writing the script for this season of the USA, for Netflix or whatever, oh my God, are you kidding me? Yeah, I would definitely, be writing it as, we're seeing it right now. And then when the DNC comes along, you're definitely going to have Hillary basically push, Camel Toe out of the way and be like, I'm in power. I'm the one's running this shit. I'm the one that and that's it. And then, it's going to be Hillary versus Trump again. And you already know how awesome it was in 2016. We're going to see 2016 all over again. But again, if I was really, really the script writer and really we have no rules, attached to any of this shit, I would have, like Tulsi Gabbard, Hillary Clinton, Big Mike, Camel Toe Harris. They would all be fighting each other, kind of like in a Royal Rumble type of situation, and see who wins. We already know who would win that. Big Mike. It'd be Big Mike and Hillary. All right. I don't even want to don't get me started on that. I mean, look, I know Tulsi is the Army veteran and all this other shit, but come on. You kidding me? Hillary Clinton is like a rabid dog, like a rabid chihuahua. And then Big Mike is Big Mike. I mean, it's like going up against Shaq, come on. It's not going to end well. So yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, who knows what the fuck's going to happen, but we're going to see, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to definitely see, going forward, as the movie, as the show, goes on. The show goes on. This guy has to, in fact, hold on, I got it queued up here. But like, this is how I envision it, something like this. This is Biden.
I'm not fucking leaving.
You know what? I'm not leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
Or Hillary. That could also be Hillary too.
The show goes on. This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here. They're gonna need to send in the National Guard or fucking SWAT team. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm telling you, man. That would be like the ultimate, man. If we go to we're watching the DNC and then all of a sudden fucking Hillary comes out and she's fucking saying all this shit. Like, this is Hillary Clinton coming out.
They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here. The show goes on. This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here. They're gonna need to send in the National Guard or fucking SWAT team. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere.
So yeah.
That's a scam.
Anyway, that's what I envision, man. I don't know. I mean, the way things are going, I mean, come on. Are you fucking kidding me right now? What else? I mean, what else do you see? I mean, I don't know what, I mean, seriously. Because right now, it's like we're at a point now where we all have to think collectively that this is all just a fucking show. I feel like, back when I was a young kid, and probably early teenage, years, 12 years old, okay? And I finally figured out that wrestling is fake. I mean, I still watched it, okay? I still watched it, but now it's like different. One thing is that when you're watching wrestling and you're a kid and you really, really, really believe, everything that's going on because you're a kid. And then once you get to that point where, again, you're not a teenager just yet, but you already know that the WWF is not real. It's fake. It's scripted. But you still watch that shit because it's so fucking entertaining. There's a reason they call it sports entertainment, right? I mean, come on. Even the NFL, NBA, all this shit is scripted as fuck. And we still watch it. Are you kidding me? I still root for my Dolphins, knowing it's super fucking scripted and they suck. And same thing for, whatever team you root for. And especially, as, time has gone on, it's even more blatant, how they cheat and steal. And it's fake. It's fake. And especially now, talking about sports, now that betting is involved. I mean, come on. So, just going back to like the government, it's the same fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like at this point, it's, again, anyone that really, really, really believes in this shit, it's like finding someone that's 45 years old and they still believe that the WWF is real. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, really?
Bruh.
At this point, like I said, you got to watch it like, again, sports entertainment. It's just entertainment. That's all it is. And, if you watch it like from that perspective, oh man, it's great. But if you're really, really, really believing that, Hulk Hogan, is, the real champion and that, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know any of the modern wrestlers. All right. You know, and the Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, he's really represents this, and that The Rock, you know, really is that. I mean, come on, what are we doing here, man? What the fuck are we doing? The fuck are we doing here? You know, how old are you? Wait, you know, come on, grow the fuck up already. So, I feel like the same kind of situation here. Because it's like right now with everything. I mean, look, another thing that I was asking my friend the other day, or I mean, I'm going to ask you guys in the audience now, is that notice how, you know, look, they're still censoring. There's still censorship going on. They're still censoring. You know, there's blah, 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 right? There's certain things you cannot talk about right now. You know, just like, you know, it's been the norm for years now. But why is it that you are allowed to talk about anything related to the quote unquote conspiracy with Trump getting shot? You know, you can talk about anything as it relates to Trump getting shot right now. It doesn't matter whether you believe, you know, the left Democratic rhetoric or the right conservative rhetoric. You know, it was real, it was fake. The CIA tried to kill him. Trump staged the whole thing. It doesn't matter what the fuck you believe. They're allowing it all. You can say anything. You can create even fucking shit that doesn't even exist, and they'll allow it. They allow anything talking about that. Okay? But if all of a sudden you start talking about 9/11 again, and you start getting a little too deep, oh, listen, you're going to get a little notch, a little something from YouTube. In fact, you'll get like a little notice at the bottom that says, you know, 9/11, blah, blah, blah. This is a conspiracy. Here's a Wikipedia page, whatever. Talk about COVID, same thing. Oh, COVID misinformation, da, 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 da. Talk about, you know, right now, there's some protest happening, you know, some Palestine protest, you know, what is it, like gays for Palestine? I don't know what the fuck's going on, but there's a bunch of protests right now. They're censoring the fuck out of that shit because, again, I follow another YouTuber that does, you know, all kinds of commentary and all these stuff, and he was mentioning earlier today that he made a video about that situation that's going on now, and they basically, YouTube took it down before it was even published. He's like, so what I'm saying is that why are they allowing certain things to be talked about and others you can't even think about, you can't even mention, or you're going to get in trouble? So it's just so many little things like that. You know, why are they, what are they hiding that they are distracting us with this? You know, again, whether it's, you know, the Camel Toe Harris and fucking Joe Weekend at Bernie's Biden. You know, whether it's that drama or the drama of Trump getting shot, or, you know, all this other stuff that they're allowing you to talk about, you know, without any impunity, without any censorship, without anything, and yet there's still other things that they're really clamping down on. Because, you know, I was expecting, you know, for there to be a lot more censorship, you know, with the whole Trump assassination thing, and even right now what's going on with, you know, Camel Toe and Biden. But they're not. They're not censoring any of that shit. They're allowing all of that. So what's going on there? You know, that's the question. It's like, why are they allowing that and censoring other things that you would think are non-important compared to this? This is more important. So it's like, are these things are these things the distraction? Short answer is yes. Spoiler alert, yes. Okay, so whether the CIA tried to kill Trump, or, you know, whether Trump himself, you know, created that situation in order to garner more votes, it doesn't matter. Or other shit in between, it doesn't matter. It's a distraction from something else. Same thing as right now with the whole, you know, Joe Biden and Kamala, and like everyone's pushing Kamala, but now Obama is saying no way, Jose, and, you know, again, there are a lot, you know, all that's going on with that. Again, another distraction. What's really going on? What are they really hiding from us? Why are they allowing us to talk about this stuff? In fact, why are they encouraging us to talk about this shit? Things that make you go, Things that make you go, Things that make you go, Hansen says, the loser of the election should become the default criticizer in chief. But I thought that's what they were already. But no, you're right, because, you know, it would have been, a lot more fun to have had, someone like Hillary Clinton. Well, I mean, I think that they are. Never mind. As I'm saying it, I'm ready. But anyways, I think that that's already what happens anyway. They kind of actually do become the criticizer in chief, but it's not an official title. It's an unofficial title, but I think that that's kind of like what happens. But I think, look, how about this, Hanson? Maybe what here, let me add to what you just said. So look, you said, the loser of the election should become the default criticizer in chief, an actual position that has a house in D.C. and representation and all that shit, and they get a microphone to critique the whole thing. So to me, it's like, I think you're right. I think I agree with you, but let's take it another step. Whoever loses an election, they should, again, not only get that position, which should be a paid position by the government. By the way, I truly believe in that. That's real republic. That's real democracy. That's real, what our founding fathers had in mind, shit like that. Because the minute you cannot critique, that's when you're living in tyranny. All right? Remember, First Amendment. Okay? But anyways, I digress. The point is that what I was going to say is just take it one more step and give these people an official USA.gov podcast. Okay? Now think about that. And then, put that podcast, automatically on PBS, C-SPAN, whatever the fuck, But yeah, you know what I mean? A criticizer in chief, and their job is to criticize everything that the government's doing. And not just criticize, because anyone can criticize. We could just put Skip Bayless in there. A little shout out to Skippity Skip. Fuck that guy. But anyways, not just that, but I think that we should, have them, force them to not just criticize, but to offer solutions. Again, they don't have to be the right solution. They don't have to be a good solution, but at least offer up another, option or an alternative. Again, hopefully a solution. But I think that would be great. That would be very healthy for our democracy, for our, republic for which it stands. One nation, under God's, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, right? But I think that would be a great idea, actually. That's actually a really, really good idea, believe it or not. Believe it or not, Jose's not home, so leave a message at the beep. Da 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 da. Na na na. Oh yeah, George isn't home. Where could he be? Believe it or not, he's not home. a little fucking singing today.
Bruh.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a position and they are part of the oversight. Yes, the checks and balances, right? That we always talk about. But, all that shit's so out the window right now. There are no checks and balances. There is no real authority. Only authority towards the peons, towards you guys in the audience. No authority towards the people in power. They get to do whatever they want without impunity, without any problems. For example, the two people that are on screen right now, Biden and Camel Toe, they have committed so many crimes. They have done so many horrible things to the USA, to the people, and so on and so forth. And they're never, ever going to stand trial. They're never, ever going to, have any consequences for their actions or anything like that. Yet, look at what they did to Trump, or look what they can do to you if you say the wrong thing or you think the wrong thing or say the wrong thing, or again, don't comply correctly with XYZ. So yeah, it's very selective how they how they enforce a lot of these things. So that's for sure. Oh, shout out to Megan. I guess Megan is new to the live stream. Shout out to hi Megan, how's it going? That's right, Camel Toe Harris. That's right, Camel Toe Harris and Joe Weekend at Bernie's Biden. All right, just like Trump, Orange Man, bad Trump, right? Wait, what did I say? Trump twice? Anyways, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, it's gonna be definitely interesting to say the least. To see this whole thing play out, and right now. Even in that picture, believe it or not, even in that picture right there, it looks like Biden is taking a shit, right? How many times has that guy taken a shit in office? You know, like literally in public view. Didn't he shit his pants recently at some Veterans thing or Memorial Day thing? He's shitting his pants right there in my presence. Fucking embarrassing. He shitted his pants in front of the Pope. He's always shitting his pants. What the fuck's going on, man? So, very interesting to see, you know, how we've had a president shit his pants multiple times in the presidency. I mean, if that doesn't literally if that is not the best, most accurate description of where the USA is right now, that basically the president, basically the commander in chief, is constantly shitting himself in front of the free world. Yeah, that mighty empire ain't so mighty anymore. I mean, look, I really do think, you know, conspiracy thinking here, I really do think that they're going to put Trump in there. And the reason that they had Biden in there was to show the world, hey, we're weak. You know, kind of like tell the world, hey, we're weak. You know, we're weak right now. You know, so that the rest of the world, you know, can think that we're weak. But we're really very strong. And once Trump gets in there, he's going to start cracking some fucking heads around the world. But I don't know. Again, like, to me, he's also part of the deep state, part of the whole situation. But again, it's all a game. It's all a movie. It's all a show. So, again, you know, they're playing the international, whatchamacallit? They're playing the international game here, you know? So it's like they got to keep everybody on their toes. So, again, look at all the crazy shit that has happened internationally since Biden has been president. And, you know, if all of a sudden Trump gets into power and he starts fucking cracking heads, you know, or basically letting people know that he's going to start cracking heads, I feel like that's going to all of a sudden, you know, kind of bring peace back to the world because, you know, fucking Trump supposed to be unhinged. And we don't want this guy to, you know, all of a sudden come out here and, you know, bring the U.S. military, you know, to enforce XYZ. So, I mean, who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? Like, it really is kind of like a crazy crapshoot, you know, kind of seeing everything play out right now. And it is going to be very interesting to continue seeing this. Again, right now, we're at the end of July. You might as well be in August. So we got August, September, October, and then the beginning of November is when we vote. So we got 3 months and a week, give or take. So we got like a little over 3 months left in this fucking circus, in this shit show. And okay, the clowns have been released. Okay, all the clowns are running around on fire, for crying out loud. That's where we're at right now. And once the elections happen, we're gonna see one of these fucking clowns basically make it all the way to the circus tent, and the circus tent is gonna catch on fire, and now everything's really gonna go fucking off the rails. Because again, it really doesn't even matter who gets selected. I feel like it might cause an actual civil war this time around. Again, I don't know. I hope not. I'm knock on wood, nothing fucking happens. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. All right. And like I said, if Trump wins, you know, Antifa, far left, gays for Palestine, all those motherfuckers, they're gonna go hard against. Again, you think January 6th? You think that was bad? You ain't seen shit yet. And again, if it's the opposite, again, think about it. You know, like Camel Toe Harris gets elected. Really? She beat Trump? Really? Okay. You don't think that's gonna cause, you know? So, yeah. You know, it's definitely gonna be interesting to watch and see the whole thing play out going forward. So, yeah. By the way, I see there's a bunch of you guys in the chat right now. Do you guys have anything to add, you know, to this conversation right now? It seems like we've already gone over an hour. So, it's definitely going to be interesting to see everything kind of, you know, play out. It's a great movie. You know, the USA is a great movie. I wonder if Whatever happened to the USA Network? Is that still a thing? Do they still have the USA Network? I forgot about that. I just don't know why I thought about that right now. But anyways, I think we're going to start wrapping this up. I don't know what else to say about this right now. I'm not going to lie. You know, I've been busy working. I live in Mexico. So I'm very disconnected to everything going on in the USA right now. I know just enough. You know, again, some of these things are, doesn't matter where you are. You could be in Antarctica. Some of these things are, you can't get away from. You know, all people all over the world are talking about these things. Again, whether it's a Trump assassination attempt or, you know, what's going on here with, you know, again, Weekend at Bernie's and Camel Toe and so on and so forth and other things. So, you know, that I feel like, I don't know. I think I covered everything, but I know there's more stuff out there. I'm sure there is. Joey says, you too funny. No proof on anything you say, but you funny. I'm not, listen, you know, to me, I'm not here to try to convince anyone of anything. I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone. You can simply Google it. And it's all there. Now, whether you want to Google it, whether you want to fact check me or not, whether you want to really believe it or not, that's another story. But, you know, nothing I'm saying is fake or false. All right. It's all out there. All right. Especially in today's world. I mean, you can Google it. You can find it on Wikipedia, for crying out loud. You know, they don't even hide any of this shit anymore. But it's true. You know what I mean? It's all true. And again, if you really do your research, you quickly find out, you know what I mean, that it doesn't matter who the hell gets elected. You know, they're basically, you know, both, you know, representing a group of people that are not you. You know, they represent the oligarchs. They represent the corporations. They represent other rich people. They don't represent you. Okay? And I love Trump. Trump is great. Trump is hilarious. You know, I've always been a really great fan of you know, Trump, you know, back in the day. I'm not talking about president. I'm talking about back in the day. You know, I've always, you know, respected him as a businessman. I thought he was great. I loved The Apprentice. You know, I love all that shit. You know, I've always thought so. When he became president, it was awesome. It was fucking great. But I like him for pure entertainment purposes only, you know, but it's not oh, okay. Joey says, Google right now about Biden pooping his pants. I mean, are we serious right now, you know, about the whole him pooping his pants? Listen, don't worry about it, you know, like it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're right. Biden has never shit his pants, okay? You know, the thing is, it's like, how the fuck can you sit there and literally say he's never shit his pants? I've fucking shit my pants. Half of you guys, or most of you guys in the fucking audience, have shit your pants at one point. You never fucking farted and it's been a little bit too heavy or a little too wet, and all of a sudden before you fucking know it, you shit your pants? I don't want to fucking hear it. Look, I know not everybody shits their pants, and I'm not saying that I shit my pants on a daily basis, but it fucking happens. All right? So you're telling me that someone that's like extremely old and extremely fucked up and extremely whatever, you know, he hasn't shit his pants? Of course he has. So it's just things like that, you know what I mean, where people, you know, out there just trying to, you know, gaslight or this or that and whatever it is. Look, I get, you know what? I am gonna Google it just out of curiosity. Fuck it, let's Google it. Okay, let's Google it. But by the way, before I even Google it, I know what you're going to say. It's not going to come out in the search because, again, it's fake news, right? I know. You know, it's, you know, certain outlets are captured. I get it. Search. What am I doing? Okay. Oh, look at that. What do you know? No, Joe Biden didn't poop his pants. No, Joe Biden didn't poop his pants. No, he didn't poop his pants. No, okay, so right there, that is proof that says he pooped his pants. That's it. In fact, let's fuck around a little bit. Is Orange Man bad? Orange Man. See, look, right off the bat, actually, the Orange Man is bad. You see, so...
Bruh.
So that's what I look. All I really try to do on this channel, on any channel, on anything I do, is just try, to get you guys out there to think. And I know a lot of you guys do. I know a lot of you guys have the ability to think for yourself and make your own decisions and don't believe everything you see or read or hear. But these are the things that you have to, basically take into account. You know what I mean? The fact that, how, again, the propaganda is so strong, okay? That you have to, use your own common sense and think for yourself. But most people don't think for themselves. Okay, most people, they just simply go with whatever they're told to believe in. Again, just going back to, where we're at right now. Right now, the NPCs, right? The NPCs out there are basically, they were basically waiting to be told who to vote for. Okay? They're told, the NPCs out there are waiting to be told what to think, who to vote for, what to get mad at, what to be happy about, so on and so forth. And this is on the left and the right, okay? So it's the same thing. And I mean, it's just, people these days, they lack the ability to think for themselves. And this is why we're in the mess that we're in. And that's why I don't see any of this shit getting fixed. Because, are you fucking kidding me right now? Again, it's like... Look, you guys already went through it with COVID, all right? How fun was that? Fucking battling all those fucking NPCs all over the place. It's the same shit, you know what I mean? Like we're basically drowning in a sea of NPCs, all right? So, yeah, man, that's the truth. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say except for the fact that, right now, if you lack the ability to think for yourself, yeah, you're an NPC. That's it. And I hope to God that most of you guys are not NPCs and that you at the very least have the ability to question. And I think more and more every day, people are waking up. But we're still living in a very NPC-heavy, zombie-heavy society. And this is the truth. So, it is what it is. But anyways, all right, I think we're going to wrap this up here because I don't know what else to say. I think we're done. We got to save some for later, right? For tomorrow. I'm sorry, not for tomorrow. For next week and so on and so forth, all right? I still got a lot of work to do. It seems like it's about to rain. I got shit to take care of outside. It is what it is. So, with all that being said, we're going to just, bring out the intro music or outro music and we'll go from there. So, hey, guys. How's it going? Back to another live stream. Back to another live stream. Back
100 times?
to another live stream.
200 times? 500 times?
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys.
Who is Jose Arteaga?
Love you. And again, shout out to everyone.
Arteaga is a YouTube content creator with several channels focusing on different themes.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Thing sucks.
His main channels include travel vlogs and lifestyle content.